We'll move on to a game you probably don't want to talk much about.
We can talk about it.
Oh, we're going to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all right, I like the positive vibes you're throwing off here. Minnesota 28 at the Giants 10. Dalvin Cook, 218 yards from scrimmage, most by a Minnesota player since 2012.
Yeah.
I don't know what that even means, but...
I mean, the only real complaint I had with that game was our coverage on Thielen. Like, Thielen gashed just for 2 touchdowns. But...
Wasn't Janoris Jenkins supposed to be on him, or no?
They switched a lot.
Didn't shadow?
Yeah. No, they didn't follow him around the whole game. It wasn't like a Marshawn Lattimore. It was just kind of like who's ever on that side.
Gotcha.
And, I mean, DeAndre Baker's looking better. But still, he got burned on the second touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough guard regardless.
Yes.
And what do they say? Squeaky wheel gets the grease or something like that, right?
I guess.
That's an old school saying.
I don't know.
Thielen, after last game, 1 catch for 6 yards, right? Complained, said you need to be able to throw the ball.
They went on Kirk's podcast. Don't listen to Kirk's podcast, listen to ours. But
for sure, Kirk has a pod.
Yeah, Kirk has a podcast, and he was just like, I'm sorry, Adam. And just like the we're sitting, he's like, I'm sorry, Adam. I'll look for you more next game.
What?
Yeah, the commentators were talking all about it.
That's so bizarre to me.
Yes. And then, I mean, Dalvin Cook gashed us, but like, we knew he was going to be good. And he just got so many carries that eventually he was going to break through, even if we did play well. But even offensively, like, Gallman got hurt, so effectively ended our running game. And then Daniel Jones made a lot of tight window throws that were dropped or batted away.
Right.
So it was like he actually gave the receiver, like there was a chance in the end zone for Shepard. There was a play to Slayton right after Slayton called the touchdown that just like hit his fingertips. And it was just like we were just slightly off, and our offensive line looked terrible against a really good defense. So, I mean, there was positives. Like, we didn't look awful, and we had a chance to come back. But
and that's always a good thing. I mean, you lost by 18. You could have always been thinking you had the 18-point comeback.
Yeah.
Well, you're right.
Without Saquon, too.
Yeah, well, that's another good point, right? Without Saquon.
And we had a bunch of defensive players. Like, Lorenzo Carter, our main pass rusher, was out with a neck injury.
Right.
And we leaned on a bunch of rookies to kind of just rotate. And, you know, Dexter Lawrence played well today. This was, like, maybe the second game. I've heard the commentators say his name a lot. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always a young team. Obviously, we talked about, not last week, 2 weeks ago, pretenders and contenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giants, technically a pretender, right? They're not going to do anything special this year, but to see something special brewing is always what you want.
Yeah, of course.
Now, before we move on, let's talk about the non-squeaky wheel. A guy that has been trying to say, hey, get me the rock, but didn't come out and say it. It's kind of wanted to say trade me, but didn't actually say trade me.
And
just
then winked at the reporters.
Exactly. Stefon Diggs. What's going on with him?
I think he was happier that they were throwing the ball to the receivers. And it just so happened to be that was Thielen that was open.
Yeah.
Because Rudolph had like one target
ball.
too. And then everyone was joking that Rudolph would be on Kirk's podcast next. But
that's actually kind of funny.
Hopefully Stefon Diggs is on Kirk's podcast every week so he could catch more passes and touchdowns.
I wonder why you're saying that.
I'm a Stefon Diggs fan for my fantasy team.
Yeah. Only 3 catches for 44 yards for Diggs.
He did have a big 25-yard catch, though, on third down, which I will say.
Which, if you take away, leaves him with 2 catches for... You said how long? How long was
like
that?
25 yards, yeah.
25? Leaves him with 2 catches for 19. Not what we like seeing from Diggs. The game's better when Diggs is being Diggs. Let's say he does get traded. Where's the best landing spot for Stefon Diggs?
Patriots or Raiders?
Oh, interesting. Patriots.
I saw a trade scenario for the Raiders, too, and I was like, Matt would like this. Let me bring this up this week.
I would enjoy me some Stefon Diggs. We didn't have Tyrell Williams last week, or I couldn't barely even name our receivers.
Yeah.
That's not true, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the 49ers. Watching that game last night.
That's another option.
They have no receivers. Imagine throwing Diggs
Goodwin
in there.
is just deep threat.
Yeah.
Pettis.
Pettis is Pettis. Yeah. I actually kind of like Pettis, but not as a number 1.
Yeah. I mean,
anyways,
Kittle's a beast.
Yeah. That's that would be my best landing spot for him.